Mabuhay! We're going to discuss the Negritos in the Philippines.
In the year 2000, a census by the NCAA recorded over 7,000 Negrito individuals across the Philippines. Yet today, we still lack a concrete, updated report on their population and conditions. This mapping project seeks to change that. Across Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, Negrito communities Agta, Ati, Dumagat, Batak, and Ata continue to live, thrive, and struggle in silence. From the mountains of Aurora to the coasts of Palawan, from the forests of Mindanao to the urban fringes of Metro Manila, they are present. But too often, they are invisible. Mapping their locations is more than data collection. It is a declaration they exist, they matter. This visual representation is a step toward recognition, inclusion, and justice. It allows us to understand their stories, their heritage, and their tradition, and the challenges they face, from the displacement and discrimination to the erosion of their cultural traditions. It is high time we act, to listen, to learn, to uplift. Let this map be a starting point, not just for awareness, but for a meaningful engagement. Because knowing where they are is the first step in standing with them.
The Negritos are among the earliest inhabitants of the Philippines, with a rich culture and unique way of life. Traditionally, many of them were enemies, though some have converted to Christianity, and their spiritual beliefs often blend with local practices. Linguistically, Negritos speak Austronesian languages, usually sharing similarities with the languages of their non-Negrito neighbors, and most are bilingual. In terms of livelihood, they have long relied on hunting, gathering, fishing, and small-scale farming. Some Negritos community builds simple shelter from sticks and grasses, while many live in villages. Much like the pygmies of Africa, Negritos maintain a symbiotic relationship with surrounding groups, trading forest products for rice, corn, or cash, and sometimes working as guides or farm laborers. This exchange and interaction with non-Negrito communities have been part of their life for thousands of years, showing how their culture has adapted while preserving its deep connection to nature and tradition.
And now, let's proceed to language of Negritos. Language in Northern Luzon. Northern Luzon is home to the most linguistically diverse Negrito groups, including the Agta, Alta, Arta, and Dumagat peoples. Their languages such as Kasiguran Agta, Dupaningan Agta, and Northern Alta. These languages often preserve archaic Austronesian features and are spoken in isolated mountainous forested areas. Next is language in Zambales Mountains. In the Zambales Range and nearby provinces like Bataan and Pampanga, various Aita communities speak closely related but distinct languages such as Aita Mag-Indi, Aita Mag-Anki, and Aita Abilen. These languages are heavily influenced by Kapampangan and Tagalog due to proximity and interaction, yet they retain unique phonological traits. We also have language in Southern Luzon. Southern Luzon hosts smaller and more endangered Negrito languages like Inagta Rinconada, Inagta Partido, Inagta Alabat, and Manide. These are spoken by Agta groups in Quezon and the Bicol region, and often show influence from Bicol and Tagalog. Due to geographic isolation and shrinking speaker populations, these languages are at high risk of extinction, with some already replaced by dominant regional tongues. And last, we have language in Southern Philippines. In the southern islands, Mindanao, Palawan, and Panay, Negrito languages including Mamanwa, Batak, and Inati. These languages are more distinct from their northern counterparts and often show influence from neighboring Manobo or Visayan languages. Mamanwa and Batak retain unique vocabulary and cultural practices, while Inati, spoken by the Ati people in Panay, stands out for its divergence from Visayan despite geographic proximity.
Hello, good day everyone. My name is Sasha Valdez and I'll be presenting the geographic location of Negrito communities here in the Philippines. According to the 1990 census conducted by the National Statistics Office in an article published by the National Commission for Culture and the Arts, Negrito populations classified under the various pan-ethnic labels are geographically distributed across Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. In Luzon, Negrito groups are identified under the pan-ethnic labels Agta, Ata, Batak, and Dumagat. These communities are primarily located in mountainous and forested regions, near often the Sierra Madre Cordillera mountain ranges. Provinces with notable populations include Aurora, Isabela, Cagayan, Zambales, Nueva Vizcaya, and other across central and northern Luzon, such as Bulacan, Rizal, and Quezon, among others. In Metro Manila, there are also present in urban areas like Caloocan, Manila, Quezon City, and surrounding cities. In the Visayas, Negrito groups are categorized under the pan-ethnic label Ati. They are typically found in lowland and coastal areas, particularly in provinces such as Aklan, Iloilo, Antique, and Negros Occidental, as well as other parts of the region including Cebu, Bohol, and southern Leyte. In Mindanao, Negrito population also fall under pan-ethnic label Ati. These communities are scattered across upland and rural areas in the provinces such as Bukidnon, Lanao del Norte, Maguindanao, Zamboanga del Sur, Davao del Sur, and Agusan del Norte, among others. Based on the 1990 census data from the NCCA, the estimated Negrito population in the Philippines was 7,466 individuals. To prevent the extinction of these indigenous tribes, it is essential to recognize their geographic locations, respect their cultural identities, and ensure that policies and programs are inclusive of their needs and their rights.
Negritos have dark skin, kinky peppercorn hair, little body hair, and small in size. Among the Agta groups, men average 153 cm and 45 kilograms. Women average 144 cm and 38 kilograms. Negrito girls and boys of northern Camarines and part of the Quezon blacken their teeth to look attractive. Also, in the northern Camarines and throughout the former Tayabas, boys and girls had their noses bored before marriage and wore a nose stick after that. Negritos are also known as Aita, Ata, Baluga, Batak, Dumagat, Mananwa, or Pugot.
Let us now proceed to the challenges and issues they are currently facing. One major challenge is their declining population due to diseases, poverty, and loss of resources. Many Negritos suffer from illnesses such as tuberculosis, pneumonia, and malaria. High maternal deaths and violence in some groups also add to the decline. Their communities have become smaller over the years. They also face loss of ancestral lands due to deforestation, farming expansion, and outsiders occupying their territory. Since they depend on forests for hunting and gathering, deforestation greatly affects their survival. Their traditional hunting grounds and food sources are disappearing, forcing them to rely on labor and trading. Poverty is another serious problem. Many Negritos work as laborers or guides and earn very little. Because they no longer have enough natural resources, they trade forest products like rattan or banana blossoms just to get rice. Farming is not always successful because of poor soil conditions, especially after natural disaster. They suffer from health problems caused by poor living conditions, malnutrition, and lack of medical access. Diseases like tuberculosis and leprosy are common. Many children are malnourished, and women often die from childbirth complications. Their communities usually lack hospitals or clean water, making their health situation worse. Another challenge is limited education and the erosion of their culture. Many Aitas and Agta are illiterate and have a little access to formal education. Government resettlement programs and modernization have also weakened their traditional practices, beliefs, and languages. In summary, the Negritos struggle with poverty, land loss, poor health, disaster, and discrimination. Protecting their rights and culture is not only for them, but also for preserving our history as Filipinos.